supposed to be headed to Denali, but when a wildfire closed the entrance, our plans went up in smoke. See what I did there?
Very good.
So we made a plan B, and it did not disappoint.
So, see where we ended up, why we ended up there, and how we left with an opportunity at pocketing more than $200,000. All that and more on this episode of Destinations, Dents, and Discoveries.
On this episode, we'll be heading south from Fairbanks towards Denali National Park. As we told you on the last episode, there's a wildfire that closed the park. So in the meantime, we're detouring to Nenana, a little town between Fairbanks and Denali.
From there, thankfully, the park reopened. And since we had 2 reservations at Denali, we had the opportunity to make our second reservation at Savage River Campground. We were kind of bummed because we really wanted to go to Talkeetna River Campground, which is beyond mile 13, which meant we could drive our own car, which most people can't do. Hopefully we'll be able to get back there next time.
From there, we're heading to a quirky little town of Talkeetna, where we're hoping to meet the quirky little feline mayor.
This episode is chock full of Alaskan adventures. We have epic hikes. We have sled dogs. We have fireweed ice cream. So much on this episode. We're glad you're with us. Come along with us on this episode of
Destinations, Dents, and Discoveries. Welcome to the Parks Highway, which runs from Fairbanks to Anchorage.
Now, I thought the Parks Highway was named because it goes by Denali National Park and Preserve, but I heard a fun fact today.
Fun fact, it is named after George Parks, who was the Alaskan governor from 1925 to 1933.
We were supposed to be going all the way to Denali today, where we were going to be staying at the Talkeetna Campground, which is in the park. It's like 40 miles into the park. Most people cannot drive their private cars there unless you have a campground reservation,
which we did.
Yes.
But there's a fire burning very close to the entrance, so rightly so, everything's closed right now while they fight the fire and make sure no people or buildings are damaged.
And also people stay out of the firefighters' way. So instead, we are going to Nenana, which is a small town between Fairbanks and Denali, where we have thankfully been able to make a reservation. And then come Thursday, today's Sunday, come Thursday, we should be able to make our reservation at Savage River Campground.
Our fingers are crossed.
Yeah, also inside the park, but not quite as far. There is an important historical thing in Nenana, so it's good that we're going there. What is our fun fact?
Fun fact, the president at the time, President Harding, drove the golden spike in the ground to mark the official end of the Alaska Railroad.
So we'll go see that and see some of the other cool stuff that's there on our way to Denali. See you there. This is Nenana, a small but friendly Alaskan town with a surprising amount of history. Our base was the Nenana RV Park, where the sites are water and electric only and can feel a bit close together, or a little close to the trees. Stopping in Nenana was never in our planning, but that's what makes this kind of travel so rewarding, ignoring the dents to make discoveries of unexpected destinations. See what I did there? Nenana is closely tied to the Alaska Railroad, which provides both passenger service and freight carriage throughout the state. You'll see their blue and yellow engines all over Alaska, but the line between Seward and Fairbanks is the one most tourists know best.
Back in 2019, we took a cruise to Alaska to celebrate David's parents' 60th wedding anniversary. After the cruise, we traveled to Denali on the Alaska Railroad with our daughters, Megan and Emily. We're moving.
We are moving.
It was a fun and relaxing way to get from Seward to Denali. Spending time in Nenana allowed us to close the loop on that journey by learning more about the railroad and experiencing it from a small Alaska town's perspective.
The town is also home to the small but informative Alaska Railroad Museum, which shares the history of how the railroad shaped the local community and the state at large. Yes, ma'am, may I help you?
I'd like to buy a ticket to Anchorage, please.
That would be 50 cents.
50 cents. There you go.
Nearby, there's a monument to the designer and engineer of the Mears Memorial Bridge, which spans the Nenana River and is one of the largest truss railroad bridges in the world. We just left the Alaska Railroad Museum. It's housed within the Nenana Train Depot, where we met
Carrie.
And Carrie is the owner of
The Roughwood Inn
and Motel.
and Motel.
Cafe.
Inn.
Cafe.
Cafe.
Which might be open tomorrow, or it might not. Tomorrow she's getting she has a dental appointment, so I
Yes.
understand that. Tuesday, if it's raining, it'll be open. If it's not,
She'll be fixing the roof.
Listen, somebody's got to fix the roof. She promised Donna that if Donna brought her own gluten-free bread, she'd make her a patty melt. And yep, Carrie kept her word, and Donna absolutely loved it. Wealth of local knowledge. She told us all about the Nenana Ice Classic, which we'll be telling you about in a little while. And then over there in the distance, as you can see, is the bridge. And just past there, as the train will go through there, is where President Warren G. Harding, drove that famous Golden Spike that you told us about earlier.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the Golden Spike is no longer there.
So we're standing in front of the train station in Nenana.
The railroad, as you probably know, does go from Anchorage, actually I think from Seward, all the way up to Anchorage, and then through here up to Fairbanks, stopping in Denali and Talkeetna along the way. This is not an official stop.
No.
But
If you buy a ticket, the train will stop here, or you can flag the train down.
Alaska is a flag down state, which literally means you stand by the side of the track with a flag, you wave it,
And they stop for you.
I don't think they do that in most places. But Alaska, strange things happen. Anyway, so yeah, it's a cool place.
And what is it famous for?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Nenana is famous for the Nenana Ice Classic. So back in 1917, there were some miners who were bored. And so they stuck like some pieces of wood into the frozen river, and they placed a bet.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
On when the ice would move by noticing when the wood moved.
It invites people to guess when the Nenana River will break up at Nenana.
Breaking up is hard to do.
The initial pot was $800, and that tradition continues today with the Nenana Ice Classic. It's like a lottery. You choose a date and a time when you think that the ice will break up, and now they have this elaborate tripod, it's actually a quad pod, that they put in the middle of the river, and there's a webcam, and there's a 24-hour watchman, and it's a real deal because last year somebody won over $200,000.
They were the only one that had the exact day and exact time, AM and the PM, and $210,000.
So we bought some tickets, and keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll win.
Will Donna and David win the $200,000? Stay tuned to the end to find out.
We are finally on our way to Denali.
Woo.
We're heading to Savage Campground in Denali and enjoying the park's highway along the way. There are 8 national parks in Alaska, and Denali was our 3rd. So that's 3 down, 5 more to go on our quest to visit them all. We stayed at the Savage River Campground, a beautiful but rustic base inside the park. There are no hookups at Savage River, so this was real boondocking. We also had to get creative with the placement of our Starlink dish to ensure we could get our work done while we were there.
Denali's Visitor Center is well worth a stop. It's got exhibits, maps, ranger programs, and plenty of resources to help you plan your time in the park. It's also where you can take the pledge as a Denali Junior Ranger, just like our kids did in 2019.
On our very first walk around camp, we renewed our membership in the 30% Club. Only about 30% of visitors actually get to see Denali because it's often shrouded in clouds.
One of the highlights of our short time in Denali on this trip was when we hiked the 5.1-mile Savage River Alpine Trail from our campsite. It's a challenging but rewarding hike with sweeping views of the river valley and tundra. The only problem is, under the right conditions, it can get pretty windy up at the top.
We are about 2 miles in on the Savage Alpine Trail. We started at the campground, which according to the All Trails reviews said was a better way to go. It is a steady incline up, and we've been passed on the way down by 2 groups of hikers that said it was really windy up top, like really windy.
Careful right there. Here we are almost at the summit of the
Savage Alpine Trail.
It's really windy, so we stopped where there's a little bit of a dip in the trail to just say, we'll be at the summit, but you don't want to see the video from there.
Well, you'll hear the video.
You can tell by our red faces.
It's a little bit of a climb.
A little windy, a little chilly, but look at this! After braving the wind up top, we came down to the Savage River checkpoint. This is the end of the road for most visitors because from here, only buses or Talkeetna campers can go any farther into the park. Thankfully, it's also a shuttle stop so that we could catch a bus instead of walking back to our campsite at Savage River Campground. One of Denali's unique highlights is its kennel of sled dogs. It's the only working sled dog team in the whole national park system. Visitors can meet the dogs, learn how they're still used for winter patrols, and even see a demonstration.
Sled dogs allow people to access food sources, to haul freight and materials between villages, and travel immense distances when no other alternative existed.
Just outside the park in Healy, we had dinner at 49th State Brewing. Great food and drinks, plus a big piece of Alaskan history, a replica of the Chris McCandless Into the Wild bus. McCandless went into the wild very near here in 1992, following the Stampede Trail just outside of Healy. The real Bus 142 was airlifted out of the wilderness in 2020 after too many people tried to reach it and got into trouble. It's now preserved at the Museum of the North in Fairbanks.
We are heading out of Denali. We are headed to Talkeetna, which on our way out of the campground, we met and spoke to the camp host for a couple minutes. She's been doing this 17 years here in Denali.
At that campground.
At that campground.
She and her husband, and they're in a vintage Airstream, 1967.
Yeah, and they love it, except for the obvious, every so often, the patrons that don't follow the rules, and she has to be the one to enforce the rules.
So, like, leaving their campfires unattended.
Only you.
Their dogs being off-leash. Or leaving coolers out in bear country. All the stuff that bugs us.
Yeah.
But we're curmudgeons, so.
You in the suit. Yes, you. Take a bath, hippie.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to Talkeetna. We've heard only good things about it, and the host gave us some tips on some restaurants and things to do, and David's parents gave us some tips on being there.
So we're looking forward to going there. And Northern Exposure apparently was supposed to be sort of modeled after Talkeetna.
So we're looking forward to comparing the two.
Yeah. So, and we've been to so many now small Alaskan towns. I think we're really enjoying those compared to
the bigger ones.
Like the big city of Fairbanks. We stayed at the Talkeetna Camper Park, which came highly reviewed. The sites were really close together. Even our so-called long pull-through felt snug. The campground had electric and water hookups, but no sewer. On the plus side, it's only about a 10-minute walk into town. Talkeetna itself is a small, quirky town, best known for its feline mayor and as the inspiration for the TV show Northern Exposure. It's quaint and charming, but it gets very crowded when the tour buses and trains roll in. We didn't film that chaos. We avoided those times. Talkeetna is home to the National Park Service Ranger Station. That's where the climbers check in and get their permits for Denali. Donna got to pick up another passport stamp there too. The town is also the launching point for K2 Aviation and other companies that fly climbers and visitors up to Denali Base Camp. We did stop by Nagley's store to see the mayor, but we missed her.
The mayor's not available.
She is at the groomers and then the back.
She was at the groomers that day. One of the best spots in town is Riverfront Park. On a clear day, the views are jaw-dropping. You can see Mount Foraker, Mount Hunter, and of course, Denali. It's the kind of place you could sit for hours, just soaking it all in. Talkeetna is also a great food town. We had breakfast at Talkeetna Spinach Bread, a little restaurant built into an old Airstream. I even brought some spinach bread home to reheat in the air fryer. Yum! Another breakfast was at Flying Squirrel Bakery just outside of town. We also had the chance to try some ice cream made from the state's ubiquitous fireweed. It wasn't for us. For lunch, we tried Why Not Barbecue, and for dinner we went twice to Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. While the fancy dining room was nice, we actually preferred the Base Camp Bistro for its incredible deck and unbeatable views. The campsites at the Talkeetna Camper Park were a bit close together, and the trees were creating a canopy. We couldn't get any Starlink, and I had a Zoom meeting. What do you do when that happens? You go to the local public library. The library in Talkeetna was a perfect place for me to be able to get my work done, and yes, I got the project.
And now it's time to find out if David and Donna won the $200,000 in the Nenana Ice Classic.
Yesterday, April 27th at 3:56 Alaska Standard Time, the clock stopped and this year's Nenana Ice Classic came to an end. This is the second year in a row that the clock has stopped on the 27th of April, which Baker says is unique. It's only happened 4 times in the last 108 years. Officials are busy sorting through tickets to find this year's winner, and that it could take up to a couple of weeks to find the winning ticket.
Too bad, David and Donna. Better luck next time. And now, here's a sneak peek at our next episode.
David finds a friend in Anchorage.
Look, I found him. He exists.
We head to the Kenai Peninsula and are joined by our kids, where we rent an Airbnb with an expansive view and driveway. Take to the air again to visit Katmai National Park and Lake Clark National Park. Do some salmon fishing on the Kenai River in the rain. Head to Seward, where we visit Kenai Fjords National Park. Do some dog sledding and leave our mark. All that and more on the next episode of Destinations, Dents, and Discoveries. See you then. We were supposed to be headed to Denali, but when a wildfire closed the entrance, we...
Do it again.
Like, I think it's too far away.
Leaving Denali.
Leaving Denali.
You would know because there's no apostrophe in the parks highway.
It could just be the parks, like many parks. Okay, so it's a dying a little town. If they didn't have the Ice Classic and the museum, nobody would ever stop there. Whose name I've forgotten, but I will remind you of it.
Mears?
No.
Sears?
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
the Polish name of the architect.
Oh. Denali to Talkeetna.
Denali to Talkeetna. Yeah, sure, you can go around. I don't give a crap if there's people coming. Good for you.